Good late evening, YouTube. This is Tire Metalhead Weatherman. I hope you guys are doing all right. A lot of insanity's been going on the last couple of days, and it's been continuing, not just in my personal life, but with the weather. I'm going to get into it right away because I know that I am very late in making this video, and I do apologize for that. So, as we can see here, we have now 2 days straight of enhanced risk, one that's for tonight and one for Friday. Right now, things are starting to pick up here. We have 30 wind reports and 12 hail reports, including a significant one. Already sitting at 42, with more expected severe weather around the southern plains late tonight. We have an enhanced risk for that, and then we also have an enhanced risk for Friday, and we're going to go over both of those tonight. I remember saying yesterday that I was going to do a long range forecast, but I was not expecting 2 straight days of enhanced risk when I said that. So obviously I want to try to cover the more pressing threat, so that's what we're going to do here. I'm probably going to shift that long range forecast into Saturday, because if you actually look on day 3, it says no severe, so it'll be a good time to do that. Be a nice little break for me and for you guys, because I'm pretty sure you guys are a little bit tired of hearing about severe weather practically every video. But let's get right into it. Waiting on this to load again, because I keep going back and forth. And here's our enhanced risk area. It is mainly around western Oklahoma and into the panhandle of Texas. We have areas like Amarillo and Fort Sill in the enhanced risk. Towards this northern region, of the slight risk, mainly towards Kansas and Nebraska. We need to watch these areas for any sort of tornadic activity. There is a 5% chance in that area, mainly in Nebraska more than anything, but there is a 2% area around western and central Kansas, as well as a 2% area around our enhanced risk region. I do think the main threats for this outbreak, potential outbreak of severe storms, will be the wind and the hail. Towards the western half of the slight risk, we have our significant hail threat. That hasn't changed from yesterday, but now we have a significant hail threat for the Texas Panhandle. As for our wind threat, things have definitely upticked. We have a big area we have a big hatch risk area here now that extends all the way from McCook, Nebraska, almost towards Lubbock, Texas. And then, of course, in the western half of our enhanced risk region, that's where we're going to also look for some significant wind possibly, which will include the area of Amarillo. So let's move on to day 2 real quick. Day 2, we've been upgraded to an enhanced risk, and now this is including the cities of Little Rock, Arkansas, Greenville, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi. And then towards Louisiana, we have, well, Shreveport's actually just a little bit outside of that. But we'll have to watch you guys really closely because you are in a slight risk. We also have New Orleans, Mobile, Alabama, and pretty much the rest of central Arkansas in play here. The threat for severe weather as a whole extends all the way into central Missouri, including areas like Kansas City and Springfield, Missouri. So let's take a look at all our threats here. Tornado threat is pretty minimal at this time. There could be a slight upgrade, because I remember looking at last night's video, I'll drop a card on the top right corner here at this time right here. But I remember seeing a slightly more increased low-level jet around this area. So we'll be peering into that tonight to see if that increases to a 5% area. We have a very high wind threat, which also coincides with that low-level jet being so hot, including a 30% area around our enhanced risk region. And then the hail threat, we're still sitting at 15. I don't think the conditions are quite as favorable for hail as they are a little bit further off to the west, like what we have tonight. So let's take a look at some models, shall we? So we've got a 48-hour NAM here, or HRRR, I mean. And we will be taking a look towards the central plains for tonight's weather. Not much of a low level jet. There is a small area that tries to kick up late into the evening once this becomes a line of storms. We might have to watch this little part of the Texas Oklahoma border for any quick spin ups. This moves off pretty quick, and then we watch this energy move moved further to the east, right around our severe weather area for tomorrow, around Louisiana, Arkansas, and Mississippi. I think the threat for tornadoes is going to be early afternoon. That's where our threat will most likely be highest, and it's mainly around the northern parts of Louisiana. I don't know which area I should call the Panhandle. Honestly, I wanted to call the top part the Panhandle, but I don't think that's the case. But we have we have that also stretching in some parts of southwestern Mississippi here, so we'll have to be watchful of that too. There we go. I thought it was about to freeze on me. And just as quick as it comes in, that low level jet dissipates, the storm system is moved off. And on Saturday, it just doesn't really look like we have much of anything firing up here. We may have some storms and we may get an upgrade to a marginal risk, but as far as the low level jet's concerned, there's not really much anything there, which is great news for everyone. And that's going to push us right into the OOZ run for Sunday, which will still be Saturday night technically, because I'm looking at this because this is showing the GMT time zone. Now let's take a look at some CAPE values. And this isn't just going to be for the severe weather threat. We're going to just get a good look at everybody in general, just to kind of see what everyone will be working with over the weekend. I will be doing a weekend forecast video tomorrow. That will not change, so we don't have to worry about that. But in the meantime, we can look at the Mixclar Cape right now. There is plenty, and I mean plenty of energy available. Some places are hitting over 5,000 joules per kilogram, especially towards that Texas-Oklahoma border, so we'll have to watch that real close. But this is extremely favorable for a line of strong to severe thunderstorms with high winds and hail. When you get high CAPE values like this, that means there's going to be a lot of storms. It's going to be very messy because of how much energy and how ripe the atmosphere is for severe weather. We'll move this along. And this just kind of hangs around for a bit. The values stay pretty elevated. And then we go into tomorrow. CAPE values just aren't really the same. But as we go into the late afternoon and evening hours, it really picks up. And we could still see something pop up around the Midwest on Saturday, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to say how severe it could get. CAPE values definitely show great potential for that. I just don't think the other ingredients are really there for it to stand out as a really high severe threat kind of day. Of course, things can easily change. Now let's take a look at the reflectivity model. This is what the radar could look like. I'm gonna move this along real quick. I'm not trying to take up too much of you guys' time. Here's what I'm expecting to be our line of storms later tonight, mainly around Oklahoma and Texas. And this is also what I'm expecting to be working its way into the southeast. And it's going to come in quickly, die out quick, and then we do have an upper level low that's trying to come in here, but it's just not really doing a whole lot here in regards to weather. I may watch this area towards Iowa and Illinois tomorrow for any sort of severe weather, but even then it just doesn't look very pronounced, especially not on the HRRR right now. But we will have to be on guard for a MCS around the southeast tomorrow. Oklahoma and Texas, you guys might be on the look. Well, not might. You want to be on the lookout for an MCS tonight with potentially high winds and large hail. And we're still gonna have to see what the tornado threat ends up being around the southeast, and really around this sector here too. Even I'm not too sold on it. If I if I were to be completely honest, but those guys are pros, so I got to give them credit where it's due and talk about it. But that's all I got for you guys tonight. I will have the weekend forecast for you tomorrow, and then Saturday, unless the sky starts falling down, which hopefully it doesn't. I will have a long range forecast and a tropical outlook for you as well. But until then, I'll see you on the next video. Have a good night.